Alright, Minecraft. Here we go. As some of you might have read on my Instagram, the audio for the original video decided to not work as intended, so here I'm just hoping to get a good spawn, nothing like... I spawned in California. Great. The Badlands aren't actually too bad of a spot to spawn, as long as you're kind of close to a different biome that's directly next to it. Unfortunately here, that wasn't the case. I was surrounded by Badlands. Now, they're not exactly the worst biome because there's giant ravines and caves that you can easily find, like this one I'm next to right here. Main issue I have with Badlands is there is nothing. It is barren, dry land that you can barely find trees. Like here, I'm mainly collecting sticks. You might notice I also collected some dripstone. That is for a future project, and you'll see what I'm trying to do later in the video. My main objective right now is just to get out of the Badlands. Try and find a plains biome, a village of some sort, just something other than Badlands. So right now I'm just kind of hoping to find something quick, because if not, I'm going to be stuck walking for a good duration of this video. And I found a way out of the Badlands. Yippee. So, now my objective is to find sheep and get wood for a bed. Now it's normally not day 0 that I make a house. It's usually by day like 6 or 7 that I finally do build a house. My main objective, like I said right now, is to make a bed. And the essential tools needed to travel long distances and also get some food. And just like that, I can now craft a bed. Yay. Contrary to what I said earlier, I won't actually stay in this biome that I found. I'm actually going to be crossing back across the Badlands to try and find something else. My idea of something else mainly consists of trying to find a village or maybe 2 villages that spawn directly next to each other. That's a little bit closer to the Badlands, but also closer to other biomes. The more diverse biomes I can find, the better my chances of being able to trade quickly increase. An Enderman decided to sneak up on me. I didn't even see him coming. I didn't even know I looked at him. So I didn't want to die on day 0. I'm honestly trying to do a no-die run here. I'm playing on console, so there's no hardcore mode. Day 1, let's do this. So, I now have a bed, I now have a crafting table, and I now have a furnace. I cooked all the meat that I collected, and now I'm going to be traveling across the Badlands in hopes of finding a more prosperous area. Do you see it? Off in the distance? I think that's a tree. I think I made it to civilization! Yes! Yes! Turns out I was wrong! Somehow, for some reason, Minecraft decided to give me a world generated with this weird kind of patch of swampy land mixed in with the Badlands? I don't know. I just decided to get some materials from here and then move on. At this point, the day was already coming to a close. I noticed a wrecked ship out in the water, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place my bed down and just watch as the sun set. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that play. Because honestly, I feel like Minecraft sunsets are probably some of the best sunsets in every single game. So, yeah, I'll just let that play and hope you enjoy this part. Day 2, here we go. Hope you enjoyed that sunset. I honestly really liked it. I liked how the music kind of flowed with, the sun setting. It was beautiful. Here, I'm just gonna grab the sunken ship, loot anything that's down there, and then I'm going to cross the ocean. So, yeah, hope you enjoy these little clips. Yeah, I didn't really get very lucky with this one. All it was a buried treasure map. So I'm just going to keep that on me. Eventually, I'll go and find it. I'll record it. I'm recording everything for this world. I'm not going to do any off-camera mining or any off-camera building because I really don't like it when YouTubers do that. I don't like it when anyone does that, to be honest. Now, I thought I would take this chance to kind of just give my commentary on Minecraft itself. I personally love the game. It is one of the best games, in my opinion. Given that there are some faults, there are some things about the game that most people, don't like. For example, the mob votes, or certain mobs and biomes that just don't have a meaning. For example, the Badlands. There's nothing out there other than armadillos. You can't find villages out there. You can't find any food out there. So what's the point other than certain blocks to build with and dog armor? There's nothing else out there. Outside of that, I feel like this is a very, very nice game. And it's a good game to play, especially when you're first getting into playing video games. And honestly, it is really good for making content. You can pretty much play this for months, years, decades on end, and most likely not run out of content. I mean, just look at, creators like DanTDM. He's been playing this game ever since I think it first came out. And he's still making videos. He just made a new series of Hardcore Minecraft not too long ago. I'm like, halfway into the series, but still, like, this is a game with a lot of potential. Now, like I said, this game isn't flawless, and there are some things that I just don't like about the game. For example, the new biome. You see it? That one. That one right there. I don't like it. Now, I do think it's a nice addition. There's new building blocks. There's a new mob that we can fight. But it's just that. There's nothing else outside of that. You go, you grab some new blocks, you craft the new things, but outside of that, once you have it, you have it. You can't plant the trees that are found in there because none of the trees drop any saplings. So that's something I personally like to do. I like to collect one sapling of each tree and put them in a line. I will eventually be doing that, in this world. However, going back to that biome, outside of that, there's really nothing. And that's my problem, is there are certain biomes that just have nothing. For example, the biome that we spawned in, California. I mean, the Badlands. Badlands, it's barren. It's dry. There is nothing outside of, the ravines that you can easily fall into. The mine shafts that, can have a possibility of spawning. Outside of that, there are armadillos and terracotta. That's it. Another example is the ice peaks. Given it's a cool biome, however, there is still nothing. No villages can spawn on there. The only thing that's out there are polar bears, which are only there to hurt the player. And outside of that, there's blue ice, which you can use in the nether to travel faster, I guess. But even then, they have a lower spawn rate than the rest of the ice. So, what's the point? But outside of that, there's nothing else that I have to complain about the game. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy playing with my girlfriend, my cousin. Me and my cousin, we actually had a world that we were working on for about a year, but I ended up losing it. It got corrupted or something. Honestly, I find that's one of the best qualities about this game is you have the ability to play with other players very easily. Even on PlayStation, you have to have PlayStation Plus. However, if you're doing cross-platform, like with me and my cousin, he plays on PC, I play on PlayStation. He doesn't need to have any extra thing to play with other players. He can just join into a world. I find that to be extremely cool, and I wish that more games, didn't require, extra things to just be able to play with your friends or, your family. Well, anyways, that's enough, ranting for today. That's my opinion on the game. Here, I was running low on my food meter, so I decided to stop, place down my furnace, get some meat cooking, and, just take a look around, see if I can see anything in the distance. And what do you know? We found a village. So I grabbed my stuff and I decided to go and start raiding these people's homes. No one is safe. Yeah, it didn't really seem like this village was very prosperous by any means. I didn't even find an emerald in this village. So, I'm just gonna fast forward through this and get you to the next portion of this video. Yeah, like I said, that village kind of sucked. They didn't even have a blacksmith. So, I decided to move on. Now, usually, what I like to do is I try to find villages that are directly next to each other. And lo and behold, this one was actually directly next to another village. I'll just cut to the part where I find that other village. And there it is, the second village. Now, like I said, I usually like to find villages that are directly next to each other, and I guess these are pretty much next to each other. This one's a little weird. It spawned on the edge of a cliff, and again, it wasn't very profitable. This would be the first emerald I found. Yeah, it's not very good. Now, right here, I do find our second ruined portal of this world. I do like the addition of ruined portals. It's a nice little bit of loot in areas where there might not be a whole lot of loot. Now we're on to day 4 of this world. Now, initially I thought, okay, I could probably build something right here. You know, a nice little castle, maybe a bridge across to the other portion of land, and I'm on my own little island right there. You know, I thought this would be pretty cool. Then I remembered I would be on the same level as these villagers. I am above them. I should be above their village. So I decided to steal from the local farmers and then try to find a spot that is between the two villages and still higher above both of them. However, in that process, I was thinking, I don't really like this area. Yeah, you know, it is two villages like I usually like. However, the surrounding area, I don't know. There was something about it that I just didn't like. So I decided to cut my losses and move on to a different village, maybe even two villages that are directly next to each other, in an area that I find to be a little bit more fit. And just like that, we found another village. Now this one is a lot better than the other two that we found. Much more profitable, a lot better of a location. It's not directly on the edge of a cliff to where the villagers can't get back to their houses, and it's not in a super bad geographical area. One thing that I do love about this village is that they already have a librarian, so I don't have to eventually craft a lectern. I did cut a lot of the looting out of this video because there's not a whole lot of profit or a lot of rare drops that can be seen. So, you know, I'm just going to cut to where I'm going to be building my house. And normally what I like to do is I like to place down the foundation of what my house is going to be, and then I dig myself a hole or I enter a cave that's nearby, and I get the cobblestone that I need. I smelt it, make it into stone so I can make stone bricks. That's usually what I like to build my house out of. Initially, I was going to go all the way up on the mountain. Then I noticed this little cave off to the side. You might have seen it already. And I thought, you know what? A little bit of a shoreline house might not be too bad. And plus, it has easy access to this cave. And I'm really close to the village. So, right here is where I'm going to build my house. Now, like I said, I usually like to put down the foundations of my house first. So, that usually takes a little bit of terraforming, and then I can get right to placing blocks. And now that the foundations of my house are laid out, now I'm going to move on to building the next project, an infinite fuel source of lava. Now for the time being, I am going to have to use coal for both torches and fuel to cook my food. However, this will eventually be something that I try to industrialize. Now, I hope you remember the dripstone from earlier, because the dripstone is actually what I'm going to be using for this infinite lava source. So all you really need is a cauldron, dirt, dripstone, and something to hold the lava. Like I said, cauldron. Then you place down 1 dirt, 2 dirt, get rid of the first one, place your dripstone. Now you're going to have to build up just a little bit, and then contain where your lava is going to be placed. Now the way this works is the lava, it passes through the dirt and then is directed by the dripstone into the cauldron. You can get pretty much 1 bucket, I think maybe 2 buckets of lava per day. So the more cauldrons you have, the more fuel you have, the more food and ores that you can smelt in a day. Profits. So, day 6. Today I am deciding to go down into this cave that is directly by my house. Now with caves, I don't usually explore too much on the first go. I try and get as many ores as I can that are on the surface, go back, get more torches, make a nice entrance into it. That way I don't get too lost. But I'm going to eat my words later because I do get lost. Now right here, this is going to be our first piece of iron. The first piece of the stack and a half that I get in this video. It's actually kind of ridiculous, the amount of stuff that I find in this one cave. But you're going to see all of that. Trust me. Now, like I said, this is a huge cave. Like, I get a lot of stuff out of this one cave. You've already seen me collect a bunch of iron. You can see a bunch more iron here. So, I'm just going to be cutting around, showing you all of the stuff I mined, and then how I eventually got out of this cave. And guess what we found in the first video? Diamonds. Now, I know they're not as, hard to find in newer Minecraft, but, this is one of the first worlds I'm playing completely solo, so it's a nice feeling of finding diamonds like that in a world that I'm playing on my own. And just like that, we have found our second diamond. Now, unfortunately, I think I only get like 5 or 6 diamonds out of this cave. You know, it's not a whole lot. I honestly should have just waited and saved the quartz of the diamonds so that I can mine them with a fortune pickaxe, but it is what it is. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, it's time to get out of here. So I've tried a couple times to find the way that I got into the cave, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna dig straight back up. And I know it is dangerous because lava can flow in and easily kill you. You lose all of your stuff, like everything I have in my inventory. However, I've done this a couple times in other worlds and it's ended up fine. So I'm just going to cut to where I get out. Okay, so I've made it out of the mine. I got to sleep immediately because it was nighttime when I got out of there. I would say it is a really good haul for the first trip into the mine. I am going to be going back down there in the next video. It's not going to be as long of a trip. I'm probably going to cut most of it out. However, for now, I'm going to start building this house. Well, I did say start. I don't have all of the materials to build it all at once, so it's probably going to be in the next video that this house is actually finished. For now, I'm going to extend this chest and empty out my inventory. That way I don't feel like I'm going to die with everything on me. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a ruined portal way off in the distance. So I'm going to go grab that, and then I'm going to finish out the video. Well, I would say today was a pretty successful day. We laid down the foundations of my house. We collected a lot of loot from that one cave. Like, this is pretty good for the first day. I will be going back to that mine in the next video. But for now, please like, subscribe, share, all that. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.